it. And they still, like the San Francisco 49ers with Brandon Ayuk, like the Cincinnati Bengals with Jamar Chase, they have still not worked out a contract extension with their stud wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb. Jerry Jones, their general manager / owner, had this to say at Cowboys camp yesterday.
You know, one of the things that I would like for our fans to really understand is that 9 times out of 10, these are existing contracts that you have in place. You should be able to operate under those, but we've gotten it now in the NFL. Other teams are dealing with it to where with time on the contract, you still might have a contract discussion, and that's what we're doing. But none of us, player or teams, want it to hurt the preparation or the likelihood of playing at your best opening day.
Okay, let's stop there for a second.
Okay.
That is a really interesting comment that probably shouldn't be made now because he's in the midst of the negotiations, but is something that's very interesting because all of the players that are holding out or holding in are doing so, obviously, by way of an existing contract. It's not, I won't sign with you until I get this. It's, I'm already signed with you, but you now need to give me that. Where most people in the world, even if they outperform their contract, if you're a salesperson at a company and you're supposed to bring in $10 and you bring in $100, you may want to rework your commission, your base salary, all this kind of stuff. That may or may not happen. He's not wrong in what he's saying, Smalls, and that every one of the players we're talking about are actually under contract currently.
Yes, he's not wrong in that. And you're right. In the real world, things don't really operate that way. But also, think about the football world and how we have quarterbacks who aren't great. They're simply good, and they're getting top of the market value. In the real world, that doesn't happen. You can't be just good at your job and you're going to reset the market for what you do. So I get what Jerry Jones is saying because he's trying to spin this in a way that's favorable to him, or he's trying to at least, I think, sway the public tide a little bit. Because right now, so many people are saying, what are the Dallas Cowboys doing? What is Jerry Jones doing? How does he not know the number needed to get this done with his star wide receiver in CeeDee Lamb? So I think he's trying to maybe hit that nerve with the public that, yeah, they're under contract. No, this shouldn't affect anything. They just want a different deal. It's just not going to work that way. CeeDee Lamb wants a new contract. He's earned a new contract. He's not stepping foot out there until he gets it, seemingly. And this has been in the Cowboys' control the entire time. So Jerry can try to rephrase things however he wants, but I don't think that it's ever going to come back to where people are going to say, yeah, CeeDee Lamb should have played out his contract.
I don't understand why so many of these teams, or none of them, ever say no. Because the Cowboys aren't saying no. The Niners aren't saying no. The Bengals, oddly, are saying no, which is interesting. And I'm not suggesting CeeDee Lamb does not deserve more, nor am I suggesting that Brandon Ayuk doesn't deserve more, nor am I suggesting that Jamar Chase does not deserve more. I'm just always fascinated by that comment that Jerry Jones made. We're talking about players that are actually under contract. Why teams don't actually just simply say, you're under contract. We're not reworking that until it's over. Because of what we just said. The real world is you're under contract. The moment it's done, we will then rework it. Unless it is so beyond egregious that it's like illegal or something, which it can't be if you're under contract, if you willingly signed the contract.
So you think that maybe it should be the Dak approach, where he could sit out if he wanted to because he's doing a new deal, but he's not. He's going to play it out.
I'm glad you said that. There is a clear-cut reason in my mind why Dak is not sitting out. Because Dak is not 100% sure that he wants to be on the Dallas Cowboys long term. Because a holdout or a hold in this case, I think indicates the person that is holding out or holding in wants to be on the team that they're currently employed by. I believe that CeeDee Lamb wants to be a Dallas Cowboy. I believe that Jamar Chase wants to be a Cincinnati Bengal. I believe that, and this is now the easiest one to say, Brandon Ayuk wants to be a Niner because he could have been a Steeler, he could have been a Brown, he could have been a Patriot. He basically turned all of those down, or combined, they turned all of those down, however you want to look at it. If Dak wanted to be a Cowboy long term, the best way of doing it is to hold out. They cannot operate without him.
They cannot.
But this tells you he doesn't actually want to be. I mean, it doesn't tell you he doesn't want to be. It tells you he's thinking about it. It tells you he's not 100% sure that he wants to be a Dallas Cowboy. Because if he did, he would hold out. And they would have no choice but to give him the money. And he's not doing that. Because he's willing after the season to listen to the New York Giants or the New Orleans Saints or the Seattle Seahawks or whomever it is that you want to put in there. He's willing to listen. Because and it may be, and we're gonna get into the Cowboys 2-a-days and something DeMarcus Lawrence said, their stud defensive end. It may be all because of something DeMarcus Lawrence said about the Dallas Cowboys and what you're voluntarily signing up for when joining that franchise. We will get to that coming up. We are on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.
The football season never ends.
We ain't done yet.
Camp to camp.
When you go through the offseason that I've been through, you want to do it again.
Team to team.
This is ESPN Wisconsin yesterday.
Right.
A lot of other places are now interested with the Dolphins, the Niners, the Bears, the Packers, the Bengals, and the Jets. Cowboys, not one of those teams. They were eliminated early.
Second team eliminated.
And all of these helmets that we have on our desk have flowers. The Dolphins one is really blooming. I'm not kidding. The Jets one's dead.
It is dead.
The Jets one is
and
dead.
it still has not opened up. It still hasn't bloomed like it did yesterday. All the other roses for the Bengals, the Packers, the Bears, the 49ers, and the Dolphins bloomed beautifully throughout the show yesterday. The Jets rose never opened up. And today, not only does it look like it's definitely dead on the vine, but it hasn't opened up yet either. Very Jets-like for that rose.
Is there anything that you take from this? In other words, like the Dolphins one is really blooming. Like maybe Tua got his truth out there by way of Le Batard.
Yeah.
And maybe now there's a fandom that is willing to be had for you with the Dolphins. The Niners one, CeCe says, that last year was their last year in that window. I think they have this year. It's kind of half staying alive. The Bears, you can't tell if it's alive or not, which is exactly what the team is this year.
For sure.
The Packers one dying off a little bit is interesting.
So if you look at it from my angle, though, while it's dipping down a little bit, it has opened up nicely.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it depends on how you look at the Packers as to whether or not they're opened up or not. The Bengals one looks open.
Out of all of the roses, that one looks the best today.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with that in terms of what's going on with Jamar Chase, because I don't know that he's there anytime soon. And the Jets one, is dead. Is there a chance your final six gets to 5 today? I know the elimination is in a couple of weeks, but aren't the Jets telling you something here?
Well, I get where you're going with that, Evan. But after yesterday, I got such an avalanche of commentary, of support. I had so many people, and not only these 6 fan bases reaching out to pitch their team to me and try to sway me one way or the other, but so many other fan bases that I did not include in my final 6 reached out yesterday and made me really think about some things, particularly one fan base.
Which one?
The Detroit Lions came in hot.
Really?
So many Detroit Lions fans were hitting me up yesterday. They were adding me. They were in my DMs, sending me messages saying, I think you really missed out on this one. You're a Midwest girl. You love toughness. You love identity. This is what the Lions have. They are a team that not only were great last year, but have the potentials to be even better this year. It's the perfect time for you to jump on board. And it's been a franchise that has been down for so long. Why don't you want to be there to watch them when they reach the highest heights?
Okay, excuse the ignorance, because I don't understand how the Bachelorette work, because I don't really watch it.
I don't either. So we're going to be in this one together.
Everyone else in the world does.
I know.
To the show's credit. Are you allowed to make a switch? Like, theoretically, I'm not suggesting you are going to do this or even should do this, but if you decided, you know what, the Detroit Lion fan that is reaching out at Unsports ESPN, at M. Smallman, 888-SAY-ESPN, that they're reaching out and they're convincing you, and the Jets rose is dead.
It is dead.
Nuno, what are the rules on this? If she wanted to switch it out, could she do it?
So here's the thing. And Michelle, this is going to be a call back to a conversation we had yesterday post-show. Here's the thing. You can't.
Hello, xin chào các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình. Video ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục tạo ra những sản phẩm, những tác phẩm thật là đẹp và tuyệt vời để gửi tặng đến các bạn. Mình mong rằng các bạn xem video của mình thì hãy cho mình xin những lượt like và lượt đăng ký kênh để ủng hộ mình, để mình tiếp tục lấy động lực ra video. Mình cảm ơn các bạn rất là nhiều. Mình không biết nói gì hơn. Mình cảm ơn các bạn rất là nhiều.
Marcus.